Good afternoon, Southside. We have lots of belts, chains, and bands for you guys to all use. So if you forgot your belts, if you forgot your bands and things like that, we have plenty to share. Number one, let's make sure that when you're using these, you get them put back where they go after you're done using them. We have this rack over here in the powerlifting section on the main gym floor. We also have a second section over on the functional side that has more belts and more bands for the functional side use. So, belts. There's so many different types of belts. We have 3 main different types and a whole slew of different uses with some additional ones in here. I'm going to focus on the main 3. So the main 3 is going to be, we have a couple of these dip belts. Allows you to put weights on here. There's chains that attach to them and you can add a weight. So when you're doing weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, things like that, you can add weights to your belt and it hang off of you. We have these belts here. These are more your power belts. These are going to loop around, buckle in, and it's actually got a latch or a buckle there. And this is going to allow you to do a ton of different movements, give you the support you need as you go through different lifts, especially your big compound lifts. And then we have a couple different what we call lever belts. And these lever belts really lock down. We typically see these with our power lifters, our strongman. It really allows you to cinch down and get a really tight fit when you're going into those big heavy lifts and you need that extra support. So we do have a couple lever belts. Chains. We have tons of different chains, and these are used in a lot of different movements to add weights at different points of a lift. And so it's really kind of a specialty thing if it's built into your program. We have different weights, different sizes of weights that you guys can use, and there's many different uses. So if your program calls for that, awesome. If you have questions on how to use these, why you would use these, please come talk to us. We'd love to get into more details and be here all day just talking about chains and how you can implement that into your lifting routine. Last thing we got here is we have bands. So these bands have a multitude of uses as well. We'll see some people take some of these bigger ones, some of these mid-weight ones. We'll tie them up to the pull-up bars. You can stand in them, and then that way you can do an assisted pull-up. We see people using these for their compound lifts as well to add extra weight, extra tension throughout the lift. So we see that in deadlifts, squats, we see it in benches, different accessories as well. They're also great for warm-up. And when you're coming in, you're cold as it is today, you want to warm up your muscles, you want to do a couple of movements, add some different tension to it. It's a great way to warm up as well. And so the different thicknesses, as you can see, we have multiple different sizes. They're all different tensions. So the thicker, bigger the band is, the more tension you're going to have. The thinner it is, the easier it is, and less weight and tension you're going to have. So if you have questions about how to use the bands, when to implement them, and things like that, again, just let us know. A couple things to keep in mind on these. Check them out before you use them. These do fray over time. There's abrasion, there's cracks, they delaminate where they're sealed. You'll see some people have broken them, tied them back up. Totally okay, but double check there's no nicks in here so that when you go into a movement, you're expecting a certain load, it doesn't snap and release on you and things like that. There could be some safety concerns. So make sure you're checking these before you use them.